Spirits with Matt Ray and Justin Grimble.
Boozy Spirits on Memorial Day. How in the hell did you get me in here on Memorial Day?
Oh, you didn't have nothing else to do.
That's true.
All I did was say, you want a drink?
And that's
Shut up.
usually, yeah. I mean, Memorial Day, hello. So in the studio today, we have Sergeant Fafa.
That would be me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now explain that name.
So my brothers could not pronounce my name growing up, so it was Fafa instead of Josh, which is anywhere close, but it stuck forever.
Stuck.
Yeah.
And somebody told me about it when we lived together, and then
Yeah.
I kind of brought it back.
Nice.
Resurgence.
Yeah, and there's very few people that know that nickname, so
Everybody knows
yeah,
it.
now everybody knows it.
I got a cool Easter egg. Let's see. Where the fuck's it at? This. That's actually Jordan playing guitar.
No way.
I got him to do it for us.
Really?
And Justin
That's a
Grimble.
younger
I
brother.
didn't know that.
That's cool.
Really? He sent me some
He was all into it.
Godsmack songs that he actually redid a couple days ago.
Do we have to
Pretty good.
pay him every time you play that?
I told him later.
Okay.
Royalties.
Yeah, I was actually some kind of song. I was like, can you remake it but change it up a little so I can use it without getting flagged? So he did that for us.
That's crazy. I had no idea.
Put his own little spin on it.
Yeah, not surprised.
Sounds good, too.
Yeah.
So what's happening in Fafa's world?
Ooh. Wife and daughter out of town. Had the
Nice.
whole weekend to myself.
That's the only reason he came and hung
Nah,
out.
yeah,
I like
that's pretty much it. I don't get to do that very often. So I honestly, first time in 4.5 years, you know,
Really?
yeah, just to have a weekend. Yeah. Looks like they're having fun down there, and I'm happy for them.
He'll
They're able to do
never,
it.
he'll never come over and drink with us either.
I mean,
Occasionally.
Some people have responsibilities.
He lives like 6 houses down,
I mean, still.
right backwoods. He knows.
I know you're not going to chime in backwoods.
He comes over.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
We
Yeah.
have to guilt trip Fafa to come over.
They do. And normally it's not going to end well.
Right.
So
Maybe that's smart, you know? Maybe he knows
I know better. I know better.
the trouble that lurks.
It does.
Well, the older you get, it's harder to recover.
Yes,
so
it is.
That's one thing I've learned over the years.
I've learned if I day drink instead of Friday night, it's a lot easier.
Just start early.
Yes. but stop early, too. You know.
Go sleep early.
Yeah.
That is true.
Oh, that's true. It makes sense. Go to bed early.
So Fafa is actually a superior athlete too.
What?
You don't.
Like decathlon, like Bruce Jenner type stuff?
No, definitely not. God, no. Back in my younger years, I enjoyed playing sports. Gotten older and just don't do it anymore.
I remember one time in high school, he was a quarterback. He threw the ball and he ran down the field and caught it and scored a touchdown.
Dude, don't even freaking don't listen to anything he says. I swear.
I mean, I believe it.
No.
I didn't go to the game, but somebody told me that.
Right.
Can't believe anything he says.
But you were
at
a
all.
quarterback?
No, actually, I was a running back.
That's
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
And, you go to a small school, you have to play every sport. You don't have a choice.
He broke all the state records.
No, that would be one of my other brothers.
You did.
I
had
didn't.
some.
No, I don't think so.
You almost had a basketball scholarship, or you did.
I played some college basketball back in the day.
Nice.
Yeah.
So
So,
you really were an athlete.
what's your
I mean,
definition of an athlete, I guess?
If you're playing any kind of collegiate, I mean, that to me
It was
says-
it was a junior college, and it was interesting to me. My dream was always to play college basketball. That's what I wanted to do, and
like most white guys.
no, I won. The only spot for me was point guard. And that was it, But yeah, we were a small school, and you have to play everything. You don't have a choice, and it was fun. A lot of great memories, and what was neat about it was I had my other two brothers, Joel and Jared, that were right just a year apart, basically a year and 2 years apart. So we got to play all those sports together. And Jordan was a little bit behind us, so he was the ball boy growing up. And but no, it was a unique experience. I think being able to have those memories with your brothers, a lot of people don't have that opportunity, and we're definitely thankful for that. So,
What school was it?
American Christian Academy, yeah,
When it was super small.
yeah.
What, like
This is
5A now or 4A?
yeah.
5A?
I think they're 5A.
Yeah.
I think they are 5A.
We were
And-
-1A.
yeah, dude, we were Cracker Jack box, man. It's funny because the old school is now a funeral home of all places.
It is.
So, but a lot of good memories, and when you have a smaller school like that, it's it's different as far as your friendships and the people that you get to hang out with, and I'm glad to see the school doing well now. I mean, they're about to bust at the seams.
Yeah.
And my mom still works there. My daughter goes to school there. All my nieces and nephews, they're all over there. So it's kind of a continued tradition, which I'm thankful for because the school's amazing. It really is.
Definitely has grown a whole lot.
Yeah, no, it has, and I hope they continue to grow. They've got Coach Hooks, who was my high school football coach, is coming back.
Science teacher.
Yeah, dude, freaking amazing. The fact that he's coming back is, he knows that school better than most folks because he came from the old school, and so I think that's a neat thing to have happen. Definitely thankful for it.
Coming back to coach.
Oh, he's coming back to actually be the principal. He's going to be the
Nice.
headmaster.
Okay.
Yeah, he's going to be the headmaster, and I just think it's neat when you see things come full circle, especially like a lot of the teachers there at the school were students there, graduated and come.
pretty cool.
Yeah, I think it's neat, and I mean even my daughter's teacher last year, Ellen, she graduated from ACA. I mean, we grew up with her family, and the fact that she's still teaching there, come back and them, and so. And even my daughter's teachers have been amazing. Just there's something nice about being able to drop your daughter off and know that they're in good hands.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
You can tell the teachers care,
Yes.
and it's
And
a
that's
lot of schools aren't like that.
yes, and that's a thankless job.
Oh yeah.
And it's something that I appreciate. There's a lot of thankless jobs out there that people have, and that's one of them.
Strippers.
Dude, I think the stripper one time.
I'm not even going there.
That was that bow-legged one, though.
It was.
You had to.
I'm not even going there.
She kept winking at me, but her eyes were closed.
Oh,
It was,
man.
it was a long time ago.
Yeah, it was.
God almighty.
Man,
Jeez.
Richard Rush went there
Yeah,
Yeah.
with ACA.
he did. I actually, his Don Rush graduated with me, and then we had Sarah in there. So they were, yeah. I mean, and it's funny how you have these big families they're part of that school. It's been like that for a long time. And I think
got-
that's neat.
Richard, the right-hand man to Walt.
Yep. Big dog.
I guess he is on. That's why I call him.
I talked to him. Oh, it's probably been a couple months ago. First time I talked to him in a while, but same old good
Oh,
guy.
yeah.
Just,
I love
I
Richard.
mean, down to earth, good person. Can't
Yep.
beat him.
We tried to get him to come on the show. He won't.
Why?
He just sat on the couch.
He's got like 8 college degrees, and I mean, it's like crazy.
That's what Walt kept telling me, Dr. Rush. I'm like, who the fuck's he talking about? I didn't know he had a
I didn't know he had
yeah.
a doctorate either.
Dr.
Really?
Dr.
Yeah.
Rush.
Wow. That's incredible.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. And that's good. Both sides of that family are just good as gold. Couldn't ask for any better.
So what's some interesting police stories you got?
Ooh. I guess it depends on what your idea of interesting is.
Yeah, all of them?
Well-
Start light. What's how long have you been doing it? 19, 18, 19?
19 years. Yeah, 19 years. Yeah, you see a lot.
We lived together when he was in the academy.
Really?
Oh yeah,
In the beginning.
and I won't get into the specifics of the letter that I got.
That's gold.
God, yeah. So I was. In
Could you have ever arrested this guy here?
Should have multiple times.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm in the academy. I think I'm probably 4 weeks in, maybe, and a letter shows up at the house on letterhead, sheriff's office letterhead,
Sealed.
sealed, that says.
Me and Stuart are on the couch drunk.
Is that where the idea came from?
I mean, it came from my autistic brain, but so he walks in, working the academy all day.
Yeah. I come in to him saying, "Hey, there's a letter here for you."
I didn't say shit. You just got the mail because
I did. That's
I
right,
knew
yes.
Fafa always got the mail. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get the mail and it's on letterhead and I open it, and without going into specific details, it basically said that I was being removed from the academy, that I wasn't going to graduate.
See, I got my pistol permit in the mail. So like I'm autistic. So when I opened the mail, I had my pistol permit. I'm like, instantly had the idea. So I went inside. I got the iron. I steamed it open so I wouldn't rip it. Took all my stuff out. Went and made a letterhead. Made a whole description about the job, like what's it entail, how your performance in the academy. And at the end, it's like, and you have a little dick.
Yeah, I mean,
signed Ted Sexton's name. Like, it was legit.
It was ridiculous.
So he's sitting there reading it. We were watching him, trying not to laugh. He starts getting teary-eyed, and we're like, fuck. We fucked up. And then all of a sudden he goes, you motherfucker. I thought he was going to kill me. Because it looked legit.
Dude, it looked 100% legit.
Think if he put that energy towards something positive.
Well, that's, yeah, absolutely.
I still got it. I'll show you. It's pretty good.
Absolutely.
That's pretty freaking awesome, though.
It was pretty good.
I just remember thinking my career's over. I'm just starting it, and I'll say this: I have had an amazing opportunity over at the office. Not to sit here and plug the sheriff's office, but at the same time, like I've been able to experience just about everything that you can as far as job wise.
Mm-hmm.
I started out on patrol, and then went to interdiction, which is basically you're on the interstate looking for drugs and money and that type of stuff, and then went to criminal investigations division, which is property crimes, that type of stuff, and then went from there to homicide. Did the PIO, which is public information officer, so dealing with the media some, and got promoted and was able to get back to CID again, which is where I'm currently at. And the friendships that I've developed over the years, have been incredible because I don't. You're dealing with high stress situations, and you develop that bond with the people that you work with because they're in that same situation. And the friendships that you make in this job will be something that'll stick with me forever. And I've been fortunate with that. Fortunate with the people that I work with. We've got a great crew over there, and I couldn't ask for a better job.
Oh, good dudes for sure.
Yeah, definitely, and a lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
I know you a lot of them.
On the other side
guys.
of it,
yeah.
I know a lot of them.
Yeah, it's. I've been fortunate. I have, and I'm thankful for the opportunities that I've had. And our sheriff is good as gold.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you couldn't ask for a better person. Always has your back. And when I retire, I'll miss the guys. May not miss so much as the work, if that makes sense.
Yeah, politics.
Yeah, and it's I guess some of the stuff that we see through the course of a career takes a toll on you after a while. And I think once I had my little girl, it definitely changed, the outlook. And y'all understand that.
Yeah.
You have kids, it changes things. I'll never forget, and you work homicide, sometimes you have to work baby deaths, which are difficult. And they were always difficult to deal with, but once you have your own, I'll never forget the first time I walked in on one of those calls after I had my little girl, and the visceral reality to it, I guess, hits, if that makes sense. It's just different.
I had to make it like.
I'm trying to get my feelings here, and you got to make fun of it. I'm sorry. Golly.
I was making fun of it. I was trying to bring it back.
No, it changes things a lot, and sometimes I think when retirement comes, I'll be thankful for it, but also thankful again for the friendships I've made over the years.
I used to work at WVUA too.
I did.
Really?
Yeah, I was Lynn Brooks's videographer of all things.
Are you serious?
Yes, yeah. Like go back to the old school days where it was right up the hill from here. Yeah.
Stevie there.
No, Steve wasn't.
He was still up north.
Yeah, no, he wasn't
Fucking
there.
Yankee.
No, he wasn't there yet. Well, see, I can't see what I'm saying. I can't. I want to tell these stories, but I got
somebody lawsuit you.
Yes,
or whatever.
yeah. It's I think the what's crazy to me is when your death notifications, you never you always think that you'll get used to doing that. And everybody's experienced those things in their life, something that they always remember, and it may be for different reasons. And it's I think with the job that I do is I can drive anywhere in the county and remember a specific call. It doesn't matter where it is. Some of it's funny, some of it's not. But my dad always told me that those memories that you have growing up define who you are as a person. And
I need to get Dick on here. His dad.
Oh, dude, he'd probably counsel y'all.
He was in Vietnam.
Yeah. Vietnam
would be
vet.
sweet.
Oh, hardcore.
Oh, yeah.
If you could hear his life story, it is absolutely
Yeah,
insane.
tell him he'd come here and record it.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
That would be sweet.
He came from a broken home and got messed up when he was in Vietnam, dealing with the drug stuff and everything else. But he turned his life around, which, I'm thankful for. Obviously, I learn things from him every day. But yeah, his story would be.
Then his son marries a Vietnamese.
And I married a Vietnamese woman. Yeah, I was like, hey, Dad, quick question. How are you going to respond to this? But no, he's
Was she north or south?
She was south.
Okay.
Yeah, she was south. Yeah, and it was. Yeah,
Smart question.
I don't know.
that is a smart question. And that's and my in-laws, God love them, they are good as gold. Love them to death. I
Yeah.
couldn't ask for any better in-laws.
You know Larry Chung? On Chunghwa Express?
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Everybody remembers them.
Yeah, the same.
Everybody
Same
remembers
dress
them.
since like 80.
Yeah. Started, and that's how I met my wife. So I was managing a shoe store in the mall, and they had their restaurant at McFarland Mall at the time, and that's how I ended up meeting her. I don't know how she puts up with me, but
Speaking of McFarland Mall, Stampede said no, he won't come on.
really,
I texted him 8 times.
That's probably why.
He would never reply.
well,
So I just kept texting him. Got his cell phone. So he finally said, "I wish y'all the best of luck, but I'm not interested." I said, "All right."
And I have a restraining order
yeah, I
against
was
you.
about to say.
I said, "I'll circle
Yeah.
back."
Yeah, you're at that
It'd be
point.
interesting.
Yeah, it'd definitely be
But I
interesting.
heard he doesn't like doing that because he wants to control the situation.
Really,
He doesn't want us to come on here and be like, well, "What do you think
So
about this?"
Just
Yeah.
free flow type.
he wants
stuff.
like a-
Yeah. Well, I mean, and
I told him I'll be a whore. He can tell me whatever he wants to do. He can give me questions. I'll ask him whatever questions he wants. We don't care, right? Matt?
no,
Right.
and I like the where you can just talk.
Yeah.
And that I tell people all the time. I have diarrhea of the mouth. I'll just talk nonstop. It doesn't matter.
Ryan Phillips has diarrhea of the mouth.
It's funny. His dad, Dale, was the sergeant in homicide. I actually was over the homicide unit for a while when I was over there.
Send Ryan a picture.
Yeah, and love his dad to death. Love Ryan to death.
Yeah.
And Brad, his brother, they're just good as gold. And Ryan's he writes some great articles. I mean, very in depth, stuff. That,
It makes me feel stupid.
yeah, I could see that.
That one he's doing now about the pastor murder or something.
Oh, is he doing that? Really?
What, you want to talk about?
Oh, you're talking
Yeah,
about the one
yeah.
with you're not talking about the pastor's wife, are you? Is that the one you're talking about?
I don't even know.
Ex-wife?
Is it?
I don't remember.
I don't know if that's what he's talking
I read
about.
it when I was drunk. I need to read it again. But he wants to make a podcast and me produce it, like him just read it.
Really?
Because people don't like to read. They want to
Yeah,
listen to it.
yeah.
I was like, come on.
would
I
be cool.
got one of these in my garage. I'll just turn it on for you.
Yeah, and that's one of my favorite things to do is ride down the road and listen to podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
It's you don't have to like pay a whole lot of attention. You hear what's
Yeah,
going
a little
on,
bit.
and
Pieces
yeah,
here and there.
yeah. So,
That's what on the way back from Kentucky, we got Bree on S-Town.
oh, did you
I had never heard of it before.
really? Interesting.
It was
I
fucking
wonder if
crazy.
he
Interesting.
finished it up.
I finished it.
Did he?
Well, like my 4th time. No, I did.
Oh,
I love that podcast.
That's a good one, actually.
Me and Jordan got real big into it.
Really?
We went over and visited his grave and the maze and all that stuff
Oh wow, didn't know that.
on the way to Alter Bridge concert. I had to stop in Woodstock and go check out his grave.
Such a good band. That's such a good band.
They are.
What do you think about Creed
It's pretty
getting back
good.
together?
I learned some crazy shit about him the other day. You know, he
So-
tried to kill himself twice.
Really?
Yeah, hold on, I'll pull it up. Intern, pull it
Talking
up.
about
Hold on.
Scott Stapp?
Yeah.
Really?
Ryan Phillips said, "My man, I love that dude so much." I told him. He said, "Go fuck yourself."
No, don't do that to me, man.
Here's the. So it said in 2006 he attempted suicide. He jumped over a 40-foot balcony, fractured his skull, broke his hip and the nose. He credited rapper T.I. with saving his life, saying, "I laid out there for 2.5 hours. My guardian angel showed up and took care of me." T.I. confirmed this was true.
What?
And then another time, it said in 2003, he drank a whole bottle of Jack Daniels, got his 2 MP5s, put the guns to his head, and was about to pull the trigger. Then he saw a picture of his son. He said he was convinced that if he killed himself, he'd be a martyr like Kurt Cobain. Then he said crazy thoughts. He decided not to do it. Then he shot a hole in the wall and freaked out and went and threw the guns away.
What?
I never knew that before.
I didn't either.
Me and Jordan went down that rabbit hole the other night.
I think his son's name is Jagger.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Yeah,
He saw a picture of his. He had like the
Yeah.
freaking guns at his head, fixing to
Dude.
double blow his brains out.
Wow.
You ever seen that before?
No.
That's pretty intense.
That's
He had his fucking arms wide open for that one. Holding 2 of them. That was pretty good.
I shouldn't laugh.
That was pretty good.
I just made that up. Too. Pretty good.
Pretty creative. God.
That's my autism.
God almighty, man. Wow.
Oh shit, that was good. I don't even remember that. I'm gonna text that one to Jordan.
That's, and it's funny. So I was born over in Germany, and everybody says, well, dad military. He had the military background, but he was actually a drummer in a rock band. They had released an album, and we're
Really?
touring over there. Yeah,
Holy
yeah. So we go back. I mean, I bring that just because of the music side of it, but yeah, I grew up with music in the family, and
That's cool.
yeah, my brother Jordan is not near as good a guitar player as I am, but he's getting there. It's gonna take a little bit of time.
I can't wait to tell Jordan that part.
Yeah, no. So we grew up around music, and something I've always enjoyed. Yeah,
We used to briefly be in a band together.
Really?
yeah. That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
It's funny. So the house that he was living in at the time, my brother-in-law actually bought, which is crazy. So every time I go over there, I remember that band room upstairs,
awesome.
and it's so he spray painted the Metallica emblem on the side of his trash can. That is, my brother-in-law still has with that emblem
you
on it. Yes, dead serious.
It's like those 2 double fingers.
Yeah, I think I sent you a picture of it. Yeah,
And a
yeah.
spray painting on the door upstairs.
Yeah. Dude, it was, golly. Yeah. It was full circle, I guess.
That was good times.
That was good times.
How you stay young?
No, it is. It is. There's no doubt about it. So,
You got any good Hayes stories?
yeah. Yeah. Well, I already told that story. I told y'all about when I had to get on the stand that time and he freaking torched me. Yeah. I called in on that one. And here's something I'll say about Hayes. He's done a really good job over there. I actually called and talked to him, I think it was last week, and about some issues that were going on, and he immediately fixed it. Essentially, is what he did, and he's been easy to work with. Good guy, and like I said, my only dealings with him prior to taking over as the DA was that particular case that we had talked about, and so I didn't know a whole lot about him, but just a good guy in general. I mean, he's nice. He cares about folks, legitimately cares.
Yeah.
And there's been a big change. There used to be, it took a little while for stuff to go through grand jury. So you arrest somebody, and then you have that the grand jury is supposed to hear it, and sometimes it was months before this thing would go, and then when he took over, it has gone back to like within 2 weeks to 3
Really?
weeks. Yeah. It's they're the format that they have, the way they're doing things now is totally different, which is good.
Good, yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's good.
Except Darius Miles.
Do what?
Except Darius Miles.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not even. I don't know what you're talking about. He's trying to get me jammed up over here, dude. But no, he's he's done a good job, and I appreciate his friendship and just he's very open. I can call him about anything, which I'm always appreciative of. You should be able to have that open conversation, and he's definitely allowed that over time. He's he understands how it works. Yeah, he understands how it works. And
I threw that out there for Hunter Johnson.
Oh, who that is?
You don't know Hunter Johnson?
Uh-uh.
He's a big basketball dude.
I thought you threw that out there for Ron Phillips.
Either one. Hunter gets on a bigger kick. You don't know Hunter?
I don't know Hunter.
You got to meet Hunter.
I don't know Hunter.
He does some radio station.
Really?
He does an after-show basketball show. Yep.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know him.
He's got a good following.
I don't know him. Mm-mm.
Never arrested him?
Nope.
He posted that picture the other night from Sessions. So I text him like, "Who'd you have to suck off to get that post?"
Jeez. God almighty.
He's like, "Nothing. I need to come check out your tequila bar." I'm like, "You ain't been yet." I'm like,
Has he not been?
No.
He didn't come opening night, or you?
I didn't invite him. I forgot.
That's probably why.
I haven't been there.
Really?
No, I haven't. And it was interesting. I was talking to your dad the other day, Wayne, which, God, you talking about a good dude. Like, they don't get
He needs to be on the show.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does.
Yeah, your dad, Dick, my dad, just let them do their own show.
Yeah. Get them all
no
drunk.
telling. Yeah.
Probably couldn't hear it.
But yes, no, I was talking with your dad the other day, and he was talking about, and I thought it was really cool because he said, Justin wanted to open up this tequila bar basically in a restaurant and everything, and he said, "Hey, look, I trust you. Do what you're going to do," and of course it's been a big hit. But I think that's neat that your dad says, "Hey, look,
lets me and Gio
go
with it."
Yeah, let you guys run with it.
Yeah, he was pissed you never answered the phone.
Yeah, well, I was out of town.
He called me and said,
Yeah.
"You ever talk to Sheriff Josh?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Here, answer his goddamn phone." He wanted some golf clubs, and he's like, "That motherfucker don't want them. I'll just keep them."
That sounds about right. Yeah, no, we had I'd called him before, and we were leaving town that weekend and heading down to the beach, and it's like anything else. Your phone's constantly going. I'm sure both of you guys know that. I mean, y'all are business owners. Your phone's it never stops ringing. And that's one thing I'd say when I go to the beach. I want to put that thing in a drawer and just leave it alone because, it's part of it. But, yeah, your dad didn't cuss me out, but pretty close as far as text message wise.
Sure.
Yeah. Hey, dude.
You're going to answer my phone
Yeah,
call?
you're going to answer my phone call. So, yeah, we were heading down there, and I just kind of put the thing away and of course,
Caught the raft later.
yeah. But his dad, and you remember this. His dad basically taught me how to play golf, essentially. Like but man, we'd go out there to play, and he'd be like, he would take the club and like put it right here in the middle of my forehead, and like, don't move your head, and I was like, God Almighty, man, just let me hit the freaking ball, But he was trying to help. I mean, he did
the fundamentals.
Yeah, I mean, he was definitely helping. It's just it was funny to me because I mean, that man could play some golf.
Really?
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah. His dad back in the day was something serious. I watched him hole out on a par 5. It was his second shot, and he holed out. He was
220-something.
Yeah, 227, 228 out, and took a freaking 3-wood and holed it out to win the tournament of all things. To win the tournament.
Crazy.
Yeah. So.
I was in the woods.
Yeah.
Doing what?
Trying to find my balls.
Your golf balls?
Yeah.
Ran into some leprechauns making meth.
What's the drug of choice now out there that y'all are arresting people or finding or?
Yeah, well, you still have marijuana out there, obviously.
I said drugs. That's natural. I know it is illegal currently.
I get you. No, look,
in Alabama.
I get it. I'll tell you what we're seeing a lot of too right now is fentanyl.
Really?
Yeah, and the problem is too, it's so potent. You can see videos online that happens a lot where you have law enforcement that is dealing with it and they get a whiff of it or whatever, and they end up basically essentially overdosing.
Really?
Yeah. We carry Narcan with us, which is what reverses the effects of some of those drugs. And what you find with the fentanyl is, let's say somebody's, overdosing on pills. Let's say they got some pills they're overdosing on. You can do a standard dose of that Narcan and it normally pulls them back around. But when you're dealing with the fentanyl, you're having to give them more than just that single dose because it's so potent. So you're seeing a lot of that. And the problem with that is your pills and all these other things, they're lacing it with the fentanyl. And so a lot of folks are getting a hold of this stuff, not realizing, what it's mixed with. Yeah, what it's mixed with. And
Crazy fuckers.
yeah, no, dude, it's wild, and it is definitely out there, and we're seeing a lot more of that than we had in the past.
Is meth still a thing?
Yes.
Do you still see that?
Yes, dude.
I'm sure in the county.
Yeah, you still see it. It used to be you had the what we called the shake and bake. So you had people that had in like a 2-liter bottle of something, or they had the they were riding around with it in their car, and you used to have a lot of fires because of this stuff, because of the way it's mixed. You'd have it'd burn a house down. You're not getting these shake and bakes in one pots anymore. It's all coming in. It's so cheap now that you're not seeing that other stuff. So yeah, it's still very potent as far as the stuff that they're coming in with now is strong, and it's still out there.
Is that coming from Mexico, or do you know where it's coming from?
I don't know exactly where it's coming from. I mean, I guess if you watch the news, a lot of it they sound like
neighborhood Justin lives in.
Yeah, probably.
Right, or Louisiana.
Louisiana. Backwoods, you got anything to say? No? Yeah, it's I think a lot of it is coming probably from Mexico from what we've heard, because it's so cheap and so easy to make. And it used to not be like that. So you're definitely seeing a lot of that out there. There's still, I'll tell you another thing that we're seeing is what's called liquid G, and it's essentially floor stripper is what it is. It's very potent. That's another one that we're seeing a lot of. And it looks just like water. So
Crazy fuckers right there.
Yeah.
isn't that crazy? I mean, you stop and think about that. You're drinking floor stripper. But
What brand is that?
yeah, we're seeing
You love a good floor stripper, don't you?
it's wild.
She's under 4 foot.
What'd you say?
I said, especially if she's under 4 foot.
God, this is about to be heavily edited before it's all said and done.
I'll leave that in there.
Yeah.
That's facts.
Yeah, so that's a lot of what we're seeing. And I think, even looking at the marijuana side of it, obviously they've got a lot of these gas stations have the basically, I mean, you can go buy the marijuana there. Essentially is what it is. I mean, it's got the THC in it, and but we're the big thing I think we're seeing more of is the meth and the liquid G.
Just like one of my law enforcement buddies said, they never pulled somebody over high on weed that was speeding, or never somebody tried to kill them when they're high on weed.
Not the majority of domestic violence calls we go on, or a lot of those folks that you're dealing with are intoxicated, alcohol related,
or coke or something crazy.
Yeah, I mean, you just don't see, violent people that are smoking marijuana, but it's, I think the way things are right now, I think a lot of folks are, I guess, how would I put it? I think people are leaning more towards the legalization of marijuana, if that makes sense. And we're obviously, in our line of work, we have to uphold the laws,
right?
And that's what we'll do. But at the same time, I think generationally, it's kind of gone towards, the legalization of it.
Just like I know you and other law enforcement, like same predicament as Dad. You can't take CBD.
Yeah,
because it'll pop for THC, and they don't know if you're smoking weed or taking a gummy.
Absolutely.
Somebody told him like, "Hey, you should take Delta 8 for your pain and your nerves." It made me feel amazing. I was like, "You can't take it because you take pain pills. You go to the pain doctor, they piss test you. You'll lose your pain pills, and you're really screwed."
Yeah. And
but he asked the doctor about it. He's like, somebody told me to take these. It helps with pain. They're like, you can't take those. He's like, but they're legal. They're like, it don't matter though, because we don't know if you're taking legal or illegal stuff.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
Sucks.
Yeah, and it. I mean, you can't differentiate it whether it's smoking it or whatever. But You know, a lot of times, and this is what we tell people too, is, you know, we have to uphold the laws. And I think when you look at the way things are going now, I think eventually you're going to see the legalization of that at some point or another. And look, if it helps,
God, I hope so.
if it helps, if it helps people, it helps people. But we still, you know, we're still bound by law
Right.
as far as what we got to do. So
That's our like. We're gonna get a big following, and then they're gonna legalize weed, and then we can do weed reviews, and we'll be on the cutting edge.
That would be cool.
oh wow, y'all be blazed out your mind. I could only imagine.
Have to get a new sign.
Yeah.
I think we need a new sign anyway, because on our Deontay review,
Yeah.
or, you know, interview, somebody was like, "Oh, this is the worst boxing interview I've ever seen." And I commented back, I was like, "It's not a boxing show, dude." He's like, "Obviously." I'm like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
like it's not boxing
Yeah.
spirits." Like
Yeah.
they're like, "You didn't ask him about this, and that." I'm like, "Because I didn't want to talk. I didn't want to talk about boxing. That's what everybody talks about.
Well, and that's and
I'll
you
talk
know,
about other stuff with
and
him.
that's the
Like,
thing. Like that's all he's used to
Yeah.
talking about is the boxing. You don't want
Yeah.
to sit there and talk about it. You want to do
let's
something
play it out, something different.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
I told that guy like, "Yep, thank you for watching though." I commented on 10 of them today. All these people.
I
hating
knew
on us.
you would.
They're like, "Wow, Deontay came on a show with 188 subscribers." I was like, "We got 256 now. Thank you." Then somebody's like, "This only had 400 views." I'm like, "Now it has over 8,000." I'm like, "That was at the beginning."
You know, that's and
just stupid
I'm
people,
gonna go on a rant here for a second. I mean,
Put the camera on you.
and this may have to be like edited out, but I'm just gonna say it. Like, everybody is entitled to their own opinion, and just because you don't agree with my opinion doesn't make it right or wrong.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
You know, that's my big thing. It doesn't make it right or wrong. I have always said that there's two things that you don't argue about, and that's religion is one of them.
Yeah.
And I think everybody has their own right to their own opinion, but just because we don't agree doesn't mean that we can't get along, right? Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, for sure.
And so I think people that get offended easily, it's I mean, it is what it is. And I think that's where we kind of live in now. But just because I don't agree with you and you don't agree with me doesn't mean we can't still get along with each other.
Right.
That's what
You
Joe
know?
Rogan said the other day. He's like, "When did since I became a Republican and like Trump, that I became a piece of shit?
Yeah.
Like, why can't I just like Trump and be a Republican, and you like Biden, and like we can still be friends?"
Yeah.
Like,
Well, and that's it. Politics and religion are two of the sticking points. And
crazy people.
Yeah.
So crazy.
I mean,
A lot of people can't get past it.
Like, who'd you vote for? Trump? Oh, you're a piece of shit too. I'm like,
and I think, you know, we've gotten to the point now in society where it's easy to say that you're offended, right? Easy to say you're offended. And I go back to the whole thing, like I said earlier, is we don't agree, but we can agree to disagree.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. You know, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that because this is what you think that you're wrong and I'm right. Okay. Yeah, that's one of those things that I've never really understood.
Yeah.
And
people are stupid.
I think it's just
It's true.
tell it like it is, huh?
I mean, it's true.
There's some stupid people out there.
Yeah, I mean,
Like, Backwoods from Mississippi, I'm still friends with him.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. He's been sitting back there. This is the quietest I think I've ever heard that.
Are you
before.
not drinking?
Why you think he's
Is that
quiet?
why he's
That's
quiet?
why he's quiet. Yeah, yeah. So, but you know, it's been interesting sitting here, and I can't even hardly like watch the news anymore
Yeah.
because every time you turn it on, there's something. It seems like there's something horrible
Yeah.
that's happening, and you don't hear those good stories like we talked about earlier. You know,
You ever seen Knock at the Cabin? Good fucking movie.
Knock
You
at
seen
the
that?
Cabin.
With Dave Bautista.
I haven't seen it.
Seen that one? Watch it.
Really?
Awesome. Fucking awesome. I ain't gonna say it's a M. Night Shyamalan movie.
Oh,
We watched it the other night. Fucking
I have not seen that one yet.
You watch it. It's awesome. I
Interesting.
can't talk about it because it'll ruin any parts of it, but
yeah,
A
Good
plus.
show.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have to keep that one in mind. I'm always looking for a good show
really
like
good.
that.
It's really good.
There was one I watched and I can't remember what it's called. I think it's like Perfect Criminal or something like that. But it's a documentary on Netflix where this pizza guy was delivering pizza, and they put a bomb around his neck. You know what I'm talking about?
I saw that,
yeah.
Crazy as
Dude,
hell.
wild, man. Wild. I love shows like that. That's always interesting to me. And I still, y'all laugh at me, but I still watch Cops.
I was gonna say, do you watch crime shows and movies?
I do. I watch. I like the true stuff. I don't watch CSI or any of that because everybody thinks, oh, you can get a fingerprint and match it within 20 minutes. Yeah.
What about Mindhunters?
Mindhunters. So
Awesome show.
interesting enough, Mindhunter is based on John Douglas, who's the first FBI profiler, essentially, or one of the first. And he is the reason why I got into law enforcement.
That's cool.
I read all of his books. Mindhunter was one of them. There's one or two other ones, but he's the reason I got interested in that stuff. The profiling part of it, and
Really cool.
yeah, and I think it's neat because, out of 20 or almost 20 years in law enforcement, 14 of them have been in investigations. So I spent a lot of time in an interview room, and you're trying to get to know these people. You're trying to see what makes them tick. And as my dad would say, what makes them tick and what ticks them off. And so that's the whole reason I got into law enforcement was reading his books. And
It was cool.
that series is amazing. There was it Woody Harrelson and McConaughey?
Nah, that was a True Detective.
Yeah. Have you watched that?
Oh, yeah, like 6 times.
Freaking amazing.
That was the best season of TV.
Absolutely amazing.
That was the best season of TV
Yes.
ever.
I couldn't stop watching it.
Second season sucked a big old dick. Third season's pretty good.
I hadn't seen the third one. The first season was just,
Yeah,
I mean,
hard to beat.
Yeah, I don't think you could ask for a better TV series.
I hadn't watched the fourth one yet with Jodie Foster.
Oh, is she in that one?
I was gonna watch it. It looked good, and then Jordan told me it sucked, so I didn't watch it.
Really?
Me and Jordan are pretty
Y'all are in,
synced on
yeah,
that kind of stuff.
yeah. That first season was incredible, and you talking about them too. I saw a video. I think it was on TikTok maybe, but Woody Harrelson got up there. It was him and McConaughey given some type of award, and he mocked McConaughey. I don't know if you've seen it yet or not. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, something about I make the best margarita this side of the. What did he say? Rio Grande or something like that.
Accent.
Yeah. It was.
We tried to get him on the show. I hadn't heard back.
You hadn't heard back from him?
But he's got a new tequila brand called Pantalones,
Pantalones?
which means pants.
Yeah.
And he's like the most fun you can have without your pants. And all the ads are like him and his wife blurred from the waist down.
Really?
But he hadn't wrote me
Yeah.
back. So
See, that's I don't mess with the tequila. Yeah, I steer clear of that one.
you can drink some. We got some over here.
Nope. Y'all got a little bit of everything over here.
You try my jalapenos tequila.
I have not.
We'll drink some of that in a minute. I taste it. Matt's got sippy cups.
Look, I'll be in bed here shortly. That's one of those things. The older you get, so we were talking about my wife and daughter being out of town. Dude, the naps have been incredible. I'm telling you.
Isn't that awesome?
Oh my!
You get excited about that.
Yeah. Your parents tell you growing up, one day you'll appreciate this. I'm like, nah. Yes, 100% appreciate, a nap. So.
You're not even driving, Matt.
Oh, I'm not driving. I still gotta function when I get home though.
Well, you've been working
have been
nonstop
working.
too.
But if I get home drunk, Nikki's like, "What the?"
She's making you dinner.
Dude,
What you going? Yeah.
she's got some ribs cooking.
Oh yeah, that'll be good.
Well,
I feel like I've talked more than anybody else y'all have had on the show so far. I told you I have diarrhea of the mouth.
Not really.
I don't think so.
Really?
Nah, yeah.
It's yours. We can end it.
Cheers.
We can end it on this shot.
Cheers.
Yeah, smell it. So this is our Don Julio store pick.
Ooh, that's good stuff right there. That smells good. Ooh.
Tequila always makes me kind of.
That's good
Dude,
stuff.
I'm telling you,
It's like the smell of bad decisions.
Not this is good.
Yeah,
One.
and
This
I
does
have
smell good.
more people tell me like I don't do tequila, which is understandable.
Because I had the wrong kinds. That's my
No,
that's
it's
my mission in life.
Dude, it's tequila. It's all the wrong kind.
not-
It's all the
There's
wrong
always a story behind
Poor
why they
life-
don't do
poor
it.
life decisions.
It's always shit tequila. That's what I tell people. It's my mission in life.
Do you just drink it?
Sip on it.
You sip on it.
That's actually pretty smooth.
It was amazing.
It is smooth.
Yeah. That's actually not bad.
To be able to drink tequila straight, yeah.
Yeah, that's actually not bad at all.
You just sip on it.
Well, I've enjoyed my time with you guys.
Sure. You think OJ's
enjoyed
guilty?
Huh?
Think OJ's guilty?
You know what's crazy, dude? So I watched one of the classes we went to. They had the interview with him, like the detectives. They interviewed him, and man, wild. He's all but trying to tell them
Yeah.
that he did it.
Stupid.
Really?
Yeah,
That stupid glove thing got him, though.
Yeah, yeah.
They fucked that up. Soaked in blood, dried, got smaller arthritis. He spread his hands out.
Yeah, it's that was an interesting interview to watch. Just a little bit that I saw, and I guess even coming from the standpoint of being in an interview room with people and you're looking at body language and all
Yeah.
these different things. It's always interesting to me, and I will say that my favorite place to be is in an interview room.
Really?
Yes, and it's
Do you know when people are guilty? I mean, 95% of the time?
that's I don't know how to answer that. I guess I guess a lot of it comes down to what do you have as far as evidence
Right.
walking
Right.
into that room. I don't ever want to walk into a room assuming that they are
Right.
guilty, right? But body language tells you a whole lot. And it's interesting because you'll see some people that will completely close off to the point that their whole body language, like you're talking to them, they're like this, which is they're closed off, and so you see stuff like that, and it's I guess human nature. You it's preservation, if that makes sense. You're doing everything you can, to help yourself out, which is understandable.
Right.
But I think the interview room for me is you're dealing with an individual and you're trying to get to know them, and find out again what makes them tick. What is it that is important to you? Yeah. And I think over the years I've found it always goes back to the same thing. It's family and it's kids and it's stuff like that everybody has in common that makes them, that drives them to an
Some
extent.
of these were murder interviews?
Some murder, some oh yeah,
Thefts.
yeah, and you're dealing with you're trying to get somebody to tell you, to admit to you the worst part of something they've done, which if you stop and think about that, that's deep. You're getting someone to admit to taking somebody else's life, and
some people probably just want that off of them.
yes, and
Because they're dealing with it.
Yes, and it's internally it eats a lot of folks up, and what you find too, and you read articles on this in the news where someone will admit to something on their deathbed. How long have they carried that with them?
Yeah.
And how much is it eating them up? That's the big thing. And I can't imagine having to carry that around for 20, 30 years, to some extent, maybe there's a relief of finally getting it off your chest and talking about it. And, but you're trying to get somebody to admit to something that nobody else would want to admit to. So
I guess OJ feels better getting off his chest to the devil. Facts.
golly.
Facts.
I don't even know how to respond to that. I don't.
You don't?
I
Just don't?
know how I want to respond to it, but I'm not going to.
We can play an outro.